dancing away and you haven't noticed that the lights have come on, the music is
just
quieted.
almost like, it's like a sad.
I could not leave without thanking you for being
Lion's last video ever.
I'm not leaving YouTube, but I am leaving the luxury community.
So I have to ask myself, is luxury YouTube really dying? Hey guys, welcome in. My name is Caleb. If you're new to my channel, I post luxury and lifestyle related content every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So if that's something you're into, which I mean, between you and I, you're here, so I'm assuming it is. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, give this video a thumbs up, say hi down in the comments, find me over on Instagram at caleb.snell.designer. And what are we talking about today? We're taking a little bit of a different approach. Normally we talk about like fun, upbeat, cute things like this kind of stuff. But today I am addressing a conversation, if you will, that has been making its way around YouTube. The question, is luxury YouTube dead? Is it though? Is it really dead? R.I.P. luxury? No, it's not. And I have a few reasons why I don't think that it is. Unfortunately, lately, we have had quite a few seasoned veterans of the luxury YouTube come out and either say like, hey, like besties, I'm done, I'm good, I'm tapping out. We've had others come up and say like, hey, luxury's just not working for me like it was when I started this 10 years ago. I'm gonna shift my channel. And others are just like, hey, I'm still gonna talk about luxury a little bit, but this is something big going on in my life and I wanna share more about that. And to that end, I just think it's not done. There's no way the party's over. I have several reasons why. And one of the things that keeps getting mentioned and kicked around, like just about YouTube in general, is the demise of Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. You've heard it, I've heard it, we're sick of talking about it, but here we are again. You're welcome. Love that about us. We keep it real. Everyone's always saying like, oh, you know, Jeffree Star tapped out, didn't want to do it anymore because he wasn't getting the views. Shane Dawson quit because he wasn't getting the views. Reality check. Shane Dawson was demonetized. It's that plain and simple. When you're at Shane Dawson's level and YouTube is your job and you have the book deals, the brand deals, this, the that, and the movies, you're not gonna do this for free. I'm at a much smaller channel and thank goodness my husband does all of my editing and does a pretty darn good job, toot his own horn. I couldn't do this at their level and not get paid for it, first and foremost. To that end, we have to think back like what was really big other than Gucci in 2018, like what was really big? Like what was something that people loved about YouTube? And that was flex culture, hence Jeffree Star. Cue in Jeffree Star with the houses, the cars, the bags, that crazy vault with under like 24-hour protection security service. That's what we were watching on YouTube. Hence, at a smaller scale, my fellow luxury YouTube content creators, unboxings and hauls and lots of unboxings. And for a while it worked. It did. I was consumed by them. I loved watching them. And I've been known to unbox a couple of things here on my channel. I do have 82 handbags after all. Like this beauty is not the only one. However, if you want to watch this unboxing, link down in the description. I'm just kidding. I mean, it will be, but between you and I'm just kidding. To that end with Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson canceled himself, allegedly, safe space, and got demonetized. Jeffree Star was big into flex culture. Flex culture is done. We had we got through the event of 2020, 2021. And I don't know about you, but I think a lot of people are just kind of tired with the flex culture aspect. And Jeffree Star allegedly lost his Morphe contract. So he really didn't have much to talk about. He bought a house in Wyoming, had a few personal issues pop up with friends, family, whatever. I think he was just like done, like tapped out, done. Like people weren't checking in to see, you know, him in like a hot air balloon or look at this crazy thing I bought. Like people were just kind of done. In Jeffree Star's case, like he conquered MySpace, moved to this platform, moved to this platform, moved to this platform, and now I think he's trying to do TikTok. Jeffree Star is something that honestly we can all take notes from. Yes, he has a lot of controversy, a lot of cancellations, but like just like the fact that he's able to adapt and evolve and jump different platforms and somehow manage to remain relevant for the last 20 years. It's kind of amazing. Like take notes from that, like that business aspect and like that willingness to roll with the punches. Just like life's tempestuous seasons, anything that's worth doing, you're gonna have to evolve, you're gonna have to adapt. And if you can't do it, I don't know what else to tell you. You're not gonna see the views, you're not gonna see the growth, and you're gonna have waning interest. That's all there is to that. I hate to say it, but a lot of my more popular videos are still unboxings. However, with that, being that we're all in like this beautiful luxury bubble, don't pop it, a lot of the same bags were being unboxed. And with that, a lot of the same conversations were being had. Like if I had $1 or an hour back of my life for every single Pochette Matisse unboxing and my glazing's peeling and my stitches are crooked video that I have sat through, I'd be a very rich man. Same for the Palm Springs mini backpack. I said what I said, safe space. Don't come for me in the comments. You have to think about it. Like if we're all like sharing the same experience and sharing the same conversation over and over again across different channels and different content creators, the viewership is gonna get bored, and they're gonna get bored really quick. I got bored. I did, safe space. You have to adapt, you have to evolve, and you have to be quick to change. Like you can't just, you know, like, oh, my viewership's down. Oh, luxury's dead. What are you doing? What can you switch up? Something I wanted to make sure about my channel from the get-go, from the word go, the first episode, which is incredibly cringe. I'm not gonna private any of my old stuff, but just know the first year is rough. I'll admit it, safe space. It is what it is. It's rough. I told Zane, my husband who does my editing and kind of like helps guide me through my decision making here on my channel. I told him, I'm like, listen, like I know on YouTube unboxings are popular, the newest bags are popular, but quite frankly, I don't think that is a sustainable model, both for my YouTube channel and my financials. Like I love bags, don't get me wrong, but I don't need to spend like 5-10 grand a month on new handbags. I have plenty. I actually prefer to buy like the Y2K early 2000s stuff anyway. So I knew from the offset that, hey, I'm not going to be able to sustain constant hauls and unboxings, which quite frankly, I enjoy watching them, but they do get old real quick. I said what I said, safe space. I don't know, like I told him, I'm like, hey, listen, like not only am I gonna have unboxings, I wanna have reviews because those are what's considered an evergreen video. An evergreen, if you're not familiar with it, like something people are always gonna Google and search and look for. So like constant viewership, like you put out like a really good review on like an older bag. Like this one's a little bit more saturated, but like my Balenciaga guide or my Muse 2, like a lot of people fell in love with the Muse 2 after I shared my review on it, my unboxings, bought a second one, shared that. So I wanted to make sure that they were evergreen videos that were constantly gonna like bring new foot traffic to my channel. Because think about it, even though like a handbag may not be like the it bag, the most popular bag right now, someone is always going to be searching for that bag and they're always gonna be looking to make an informed decision, and they're gonna need positive, like good quality YouTube reviews to help make that decision. Or at least that's how I shop. Is that how you shop? Because that's how I shop. And to that end, I also, in trying to make sure that we were a little bit different, I wanted to incorporate like travel vlogs and my weekend vlogs, which have become pretty well enjoyed among my viewership. And I love doing it. It's a good way for Zane and I to look back and be like, oh my gosh, like 6 months ago, that's what we did on the weekend. And it just kind of creates like that different element, like that I'm not just like sitting here with my beautiful background talking about the same 5 handbags. I said what I said, safe space. Also to that end, if you've watched Emma Anders' video, which I will link all the creators down below that I've either talked about or shared at the beginning, she shared a really good montage in the middle of her video. And I even said in the comments like, hey, love the montage in the middle because it's so true. She shared like 3 pink Chanel bags and was like, oh, my favorite pink bags. And then she switched them around. My favorite mini pink bags, switched them around again, took one away. My 2 best pink Chanel bags. And that's kind of true across several creators. It's very easy to get stuck into a rut in this realm, especially, you know, what we're talking about is not cheap. So I don't know about you, but a lot of us can't, well, I'm going to speak for myself, but I can't afford to constantly go out and buy new bags just to have new content. Hence the unboxings that, you know, we're not trying to do that around here. So you have to think creatively, like how can I not only just repackage what I already have or what I've talked about, but create something interesting and worthwhile. Like I try really hard to be selective on my channel with not doing so many tags. A lot of the tags are just kind of like, you know, fellow creators, I love you. Don't stop tagging me. I love doing tags, don't get me wrong. But I'm selective because they easily overlap and can kind of become one note. Like, oh, my favorite 3 bags for spring, my favorite 3 mini bags for spring, my favorite red bags for spring, or the top 5 bags I want for spring. Honestly, my tag videos that I do aren't my best performers, quite frankly, because a little one note. I said what I said, safe space, especially when we're all doing them at the same time. And especially for those creators who typically buy the newest, hottest bags that are out, and they're all talking about the same 5 bags. Like it's very repetitive in our bubble sometimes, which I love our community, I love our bubble, but I said what I said, safe space. Thinking about like adaptation, evolution, luxury, the conversation around luxury, much like, you know, like the financial wellness of the world, is going to constantly change and evolve. And you have to think of it like it's kind of like a carousel. You know, some people might hop on, they'll go around a few times, they've had their fill, they hop off, it's no longer relevant to them. But when someone hops off, someone else is hopping on, hence Gen Z. This is a new generation. They're finally coming into like having their own play money. They're just starting to get into this stuff now. Like they're part of the reason why we dug up Y2K 90s styles, which I'm here for, by the way. Loving that. Thank you, Gen Z. Like just because another generation might be stepping off or waning interest, a new generation's coming in. They finally, like they're in the workforce, they're getting their play money. They want to shop. They want to learn about these beautiful things. You're always going to have someone new coming in or coming into like the financial means or even just like the interest. Like even like when I didn't have a whole lot of money, like I was still interested in the stuff. Like I loved watching the videos, which back in 2008 weren't the best. So what I said, save space. And my final big takeaway that I want you to take away from this about, is the luxury conversation over? It's not all in a vacuum. You have to think about it. Remember like Beautygate and the beauty community, like, oh my gosh, the beauty community, it's done, it's over, it's boom. Well, think about it. All these people did, like, yeah, we saw some creators retire or hop off the platform or get canceled allegedly, or maybe they moved over to another platform, and then new content creators kind of moved in. Like the carousel. Someone gets off, someone else is going to get on. They're going to take over that horse, and maybe they do it better, maybe they do it bigger, maybe they don't. We don't know. But there's always going to be an evolution, an adaptation, a want, a need for these things. Like I said, with the financial wellness of our economies, maybe we shift away from everybody having a Birkin or on the Birkin journey to getting back to our roots. Mine's like Coach and Dooney and Burke. So I've been kind of dabbling in that again, just to like kind of like make it more broad, and it's what I'm interested in. Like at the end of the day, I'm not buying bags for content. I'm buying bags because I'm truly passionate and want to collect these beautiful things. And it could be, like my very expensive Hermès Kelly, or it could be like a $20 Coach bag that I got at shopgoodwill.com. I don't care. As long as I want the bag, I want the bag. So when it comes to carrying on this conversation, the party, if you will, at the end of the day, you're the host of the party. It's up to you to keep it upbeat, to keep people interested, to keep it growing, to keep it going. And I think for me personally, there's three big takeaways. The first one is adaptation. You have to be able to adapt, evolve, change with the times, incorporate new ideas, new nuances. The second thing is consistency. You have to, and in order to create like an engaged community that really cares about the conversation, you have to be consistent. By that, I mean you have to stay consistent with your schedules. If you're going to post on certain days, post on those days at the same time. And another thing, you have to maintain trust within your viewership. I think that we're all a little wary of the content creators, and this is across the board on YouTube. And I'm just going to use what I know as an example, but like you can't say like I only buy like Birkins, Kellys, and Chanel bags because the quality, the craftsmanship, the heritage, and then in the next video, use my discount code for this X bag that I have a sponsorship with for like this $300 bag. Like we can all see through that at this point. I think that the YouTube viewer is much smarter. Like we're all much smarter than we were 15 years ago when like the whole like influencer thing started. We're starting to see through this facade of the sponsorships. Like I can tell that this is not a bag, the $300 plastic whatever bag that you would go out and buy on purpose. You're paid and given the bag, and you're probably told to make sure to post about it on your Instagram like 2 or 3 times and do 2 30-minute videos about it. Like we're not naive anymore. Like our eyes are open. What was the point of this video? I just wanted to hop in on this conversation. Jesse Styles did a wonderful job talking about this conversation. I just kind of wanted to jump in because, this is such a great community that we have here on YouTube. And I would hate for anyone to think that the party's over. Go home, party's done. It's not. The party's still going. I think as long as you're interested, as long as I'm interested, other content creators are interested, we're gonna keep having this conversation, this party, this camaraderie. And listen, I have met some incredibly fabulous people here on YouTube. I don't think it's done. Is it changing? Is it evolving? Absolutely. Are we willing to do so? Sure, we have to. But at the end of the day, I really don't think that luxury YouTube is dead. So I don't know. I'm sticking around. I hope you are too. And with that, guys, I'm going to end today's video. I will see you all tomorrow during the live at 8 p.m. Central Time. And until then, stay safe, have fun. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye. Hence, Gen Z.